Hey, everybody, this is a message that is going to go out to every single politician in the United States. It doesn't matter if you were running for mayor or the government. If it's a public office and you're elected, then we need to finally have this conversation. And it's one that more of you should be having, more of us should be having. Instead of sitting over here for fear of being labeled this, that, or the other, we should be having an open and honest conversation. Let's start with the presidential election. Let me tell you why the Democrats lost the presidential election. It's because Democrats have become so much about being all inclusive that they have become very exclusive, and in fact have stopped paying attention and excluded a majority of their constituents. You're letting the voice of a few affect your judgment and excluding the majority, and that has to stop. You need to listen to everybody. And until we have that, we're going to have a fractured America. What a lot of people on the left don't understand is the majority of us over here on the right, we don't care if you're gay, straight, or bi, or any of that. We don't. That's your right. That's up to you. But by the same token, we have our own conservative values, and you don't get to walk all over that. And if that offends somebody, feel free to be offended. If you want to censor me for that, censor me. I still respect your life choices as long as it doesn't affect children. If you're two consenting adults, that's between you and your partner. It's none of my business. And I'm not going to get into all the silly stuff that's going on in the world today. Somewhere, I don't care what side of the aisle you're sitting on, you've got to realize some of that is just plumb silly, and it needs a stop needs to be put to it. Uh, this is the way I look at it. This is my message for Republicans. Okay, Trump's in office. You've won the Senate. You're in control of the Senate. You need to take control of the House. And there's going to be people that disagree with that, but Republicans need to be in control of every branch of the government right this minute. Why? That gives you 4 years, 4 years to turn stuff around and do the right thing by the American people. Period. That gives you 4 years to make a difference. And in 4 years' time, hopefully, Democrats will have come to the realization that what I'm saying is true, that you're excluding a majority of your constituents and only listening to a few. And here's the thing, if you had been more willing to listen to some of these people, uh, now we know that the Western Seaboard as a whole went blue, but look at the counties in your state. Look, it's 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 hugely divided. There's a lot of counties that voted red this year that would have been blue if you had listened to them, but you didn't. That's the truth. And my message to Democrats is this: you've got 4 years. Clean house. Get rid of the Nancy Pelosi's and the Schumers and the Schiffs and AOC's, and get people in office that actually have a little common sense. Uh, Clean up your act. Start paying attention to all of your constituents, not just the few. Y'all think we're stupid. You know, the dirty politics, the lying, misrepresentation of facts. We see that. Your constituents see it. It's time for y'all to get y'all's act together and clean house. And personally, my personal opinion is this: if you don't love America and you don't want to put America first, you don't belong in office. Period. Uh, is what it is. Y'all got 4 years. The Republicans, you have 4 years to turn things around and fix what's wrong. Democrats, you've got 4 years to clean house, get back on track, and start paying attention to your constituents and start putting America first, and then proving to the American people that you, in fact, do care about Americans. If you do that, you might win the next election. Republicans, if you don't turn stuff around and do what you say you're going to do and start putting Americans first, you most definitely will lose the election. And you most absolutely should go after the Inflation Reduction Act, especially what they did to Medicare. That's a crime against our elderly. Uh, Obamacare, that needs to be repealed and replaced. But we need something that actually works because it ain't done nothing for me and millions of people like me. What it's done for us is we don't have insurance. And if we do get insurance, it doesn't cover anything. The only people that benefited from Obamacare is the insurance companies. And it's time to fix that. I'm a little bit scatterbrained on this because it's not scripted. I'm just trying to voice my thoughts. And that's sometimes a hard thing to do. I'm not trying to exclude anybody. I'm not trying to ignore anybody. I'm not trying to step on anybody. And the majority of us out here are just like me. But we honestly feel that you need to put America first. You need to put Americans first. You need to take care of the problems right here. You need to take care of your own house before you worry about your neighbors. That's the reality. You need to worry about what's going on in your house and get your house in order. And then if you have a neighbor that has a problem and you still have the means to help, then you help. But you don't go help your neighbor to the point that you let your children die, or you let your spouse die, or you let your family die. Putting somebody else's needs above your own house is the dumbest thing you can do, and that's what America is doing. Your America as a whole, our government, our politicians are putting other countries' needs above our own to the point that people are dying in our own house, and that's why you lost. That's why the left lost. That's why Democrats lost this election. There's too many people out there that are just like me that have a little common sense that realize that hey, if I want my house to survive, I have to balance my checkbook and I have to take care of my house. Uh, if if my child is sick, I need to come up with a way for my child to go see the doctor and get the treatment, whatever it is that they need. I need to take care of the problems in my house first. And America as a country, as a government, does not do that anymore. And that's why we're in the state that we're in. And I hope that makes sense. Uh, Now's the time that we need to put all the silly shit to the side and heal as a nation as a whole and pull together for what's actually important: taking care of our house, taking care of our children, taking care of our family. Uh, until America does that, we're not going to be great again. We're not going to be the country that we need to be. Yes, there's a lot of countries that depend on us, but guess what? They need to start depending on themselves and putting more effort into taking care of themselves instead of saying, please take care of us. Look, we want to help you, but we need to help ourselves too. And that's how I feel about it. And I know it's a bit of a rant, but it's a very important subject for me. We need to take care of our own business first. Too many Americans are dying because our politicians put people outside our borders or that don't belong in our borders ahead of those of us that do belong here, those of us that were born here, those of us that were raised here. I'm not against immigration. I'm all for it. That's how America got founded. That's how we came to be. But there's a right way and there's a wrong way, and two wrongs don't make a right. I've got some wonderful people over on the left that are just tore up from the floor up today, and we've had a long conversation, and I think we finally understand each other. Uh, but that's one on one. It's hard to have these conversations with the whole wide world. No, I just hope that America as a whole wakes up and realizes that, hey, we need to take care of America. America is going in a direction that it doesn't need to go. How can we fix this and do the right thing by everybody? And by everybody I mean U.S. citizens first, everybody else second. And if that offends you, you are the problem. If you're living in America and you think that I'm wrong for saying that we should put Americans first, you are the problem, and that needs to stop. Feel free to cancel me. In the real world, you can't cancel me. You might cancel me on TikTok. You might cancel me on Facebook. You might cancel me on YouTube. But in the real world, you cannot cancel my voice, just like I can't cancel yours. And it's okay to just be you. It's okay to be a human being. Uh, but until you stop the silly stuff, the verbal abuse and the attacking and being hateful and ugly and nasty, nothing's going to change. Uh, there's no reason for a lot of the discourse that we've been having going on in our politics to even be going on. It's just plumb stupid, and it needs to stop. Mainstream media needs to get their head out their asses and get more about facts instead of lies and propaganda, because that's where they've been for the last 8 years, uh, pushing their personal politics onto the public and swaying opinion based on lies and not facts. All that needs to stop. Anyway, I know there's a lot of you out there that's going to disagree with me, and hey, it's okay to disagree. But instead of attacking, let's have a conversation and see how it goes from there. Because I truly do love you. Stay safe wherever you are. Prosper. Do well. That's all any of us want, is to do well. Y'all stay safe. I'm out of here.